Oh, absolutely, Rob. And I think it's important for us to focus. And, there has been such a media firestorm. There's been so much speculation on the status of the princess, what type of surgery she actually had, whether it was some type of plastic surgery, whether, she was breaking up with Prince William. And, it turns out she is facing this major battle. So I think, there's a big, obvious question there. How much does the public have the right to know, especially considering, they're paid by the government?
Yeah, it's really the fundamental question here. Privacy versus a job. When you have a job, when we have jobs, when we're sick, we're entitled to time off, but I think we have to tell our employer what is going on. We can't just disappear. And so this is a very different type of job, but nevertheless, it is a job. They are paid very well for this job. Taxpayers pay over £100 million a year to the royal family. So Brits do feel entitled. They do think that the royals should be there, should be honest, should be transparent. And I think the biggest mistake here was not that they took their time to process this and tell us the truth, which they just did minutes ago, but it felt as if they were trying to mislead us. That photograph is really what made this thing explode. There was lots of theories about where Kate was, but it was after that photograph came out that I think people started to get angry. I can tell you at the moment, that's all gone away.
Yeah.
And now people want Kate to do well.
Do you think we will hear at all from Prince William or other members of the royal family, or do you think this, for the time being, will be it?
Yeah, knowing this family well, this was Kate's story to tell. This was not going to be William's story. They're very, very conscious here. Just that image of Kate sitting by herself on a bench in the gardens. I'm told it's shot in Windsor in her back garden. William is not in this picture. He could have been. That would have been easy to have him sitting next to her. This is Kate's story to tell. And I think that moving forward, the royals will comment on it, but I don't expect we will have a big statement. Maybe Buckingham Palace will put out a statement wishing her well, but I think we'll get well wishes from around the world. I'm sure Harry and Meghan will want to wish her well. Lots of celebrities, lots of fans, lots of regular people, but I don't think we're going to hear much more from the family for quite a while.
And Rob, I do have to ask, I mean, again, there has been such a media firestorm, after we saw the death of Princess Diana, there was, really an examination of how the royals were covered. This, thankfully didn't end in the same way, but, there was so much speculation. Do you think this kind of, I can't say changes how the royals are covered, but do you think, maybe everyone takes a step back now?
For a moment, they will. I don't think that our behavior is going to change, but our feelings are. I think some people today feel a little bit awful. They've been speculating. Lots of people have been going on social media, TikTok, putting out wild accusations that they had no business doing. I hope some of those people will take pause today. As somebody like you that works for a major news organization, we're very careful about what we put out. We'd actually heard this rumor yesterday, but it wasn't until Kate told the story that I think any of us were willing to go with this. So I hope people are a little bit more cautious, but at the end of the day, people love their news on royals. They're the most fascinating family in the world. So we haven't heard the end. Even my doggy wants to hear. We haven't heard the end yet.
Yeah, and we certainly wish the princess the very best. Royal expert Rob Shuter, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.